are watching is real. These people are not actors. For the next half hour, you will follow a potential Army recruit with a backstage pass, learning about Army life, careers, and themselves. At the end, they'll make a life-changing decision: join the Army or remain a civilian. This recruit's journey starts now.
Organization with over 1 million members, crime will happen. The U.S. Army polices its own with the Criminal Investigation Division. These special agents work until they solve the case. Quitting is not an option. And they're hoping the same is true for civilian Cody DeLoach.
I'm Cody DeLoach. I'm 24 years old and I'm from Tampa, Florida. I'm thinking of joining the Army because it provides a lot of great benefits and top-notch training that will provide me a long career in whatever I want to do. The law enforcement career field interests me from day one. I'm currently going to school for criminology and interning with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office.
I've got a robbery in progress.
My current internship is primarily hands-off. Basically, I'm shadowing the deputy, and with the Army, it's going to be hands-on, and I learn the best having hands-on experience. How do you feel about me possibly enlisting in the Army?
I'm sad, thinking about you being away from me for, boot camp and stuff like that.
Sarah's my fiance. We've been together for 5 years. We're planning our wedding, planning our kid, having kids. Taking those things into consideration are very important. The Army would provide a really good career path for me, being really interested in law enforcement investigations, and then after getting out in the military, make myself a better candidate.
What do you think about boot camp? Are you nervous for that?
A little bit. In order for me to reach the Army's requirements, according to my height, I need to cut about 25 to 30 pounds.
What do you think is holding you back?
Well, I do want to become a law enforcement deputy, and I'm a Florida boy, so I'm a little nervous to go away.
That's going to be here when we get back. I definitely think that Cody could make it in the Army because he's got the ambition to actually go somewhere with his life, and the Army is going somewhere in life. I want you to know that I'm here for you.
I appreciate it, babe.
No problem. I really appreciate you guys helping us. Our wedding's in a year. So, Karen, are you nervous about Cody going?
I'm very nervous.
Why?
I know it's good, and it would be a good career for you. But with everything that's gone on in Afghanistan, that's the first thing that comes to mind. I call Cody my son, and as a parent, you always want to protect your child. I keep remembering that it would be a good thing for him, and I know he'll do what he needs to do to take care of himself and his family. I know the chances are slim, but there's still no chance.
Austin, how do you feel about my opportunity?
Go big or go home.
Yeah, going away to test drive the Army, I think it's going to be a really good experience. I'm doing this for myself, I'm doing it for Sarah, I'm doing it for my future family. I know that the Army likes to push you, but nothing can stand in my way.
The Army's Criminal Investigations Division, or CID, is entrusted with the responsibility of investigating criminal allegations and offenses in which the Army is or may be a party of interest. The efforts of these special agents ensure and safeguard the Army's equipment, personnel, and assets. If Cody can prove he's up to the challenge, the Army can help him to achieve his goal of a career in law enforcement.
For the next week, Cody will receive training from some of the Army's best CID agents, getting a crash course on all that goes into investigating felony crimes.
How you doing?
Doing good. How are you doing?
You must be Cody.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? Special Agent Michael Parker.
Nice to meet you.
We're the Criminal Investigation Division. We investigate felony crime. I'm the Assistant Special Agent in charge of the Fort Bragg CID office, and I'm also the Forensic Science Officer.
During his 18 years in the Army, Special Agent Michael Parker has earned himself a Bronze Star and served in Iraq, Germany, Hawaii, and Panama.
We have Special Agent Mike Price, one of our forensic science technicians.
Cody.
Special Agent Jenny Brock, one of our other forensic science technicians. The reason the battle buddies, Special Agent Michael Price and Special Agent Jenny Brock, they're so good at what they do is because they care about what they do. If Cody's willing to give it to them, they're going to give him the training and the expertise necessary to advance his knowledge. All right, let's do this.
Okay. Special Agent Parker and his crew have put together a mock crime scene at one of their training sites. Let's see if Cody can piece together the events of this crime.
That was his point of entry, kicking the door in.
Okay, very good.
Trauma was in this area with the amount of blood on the floor, and it looks like it's leading down the hallway. Well, after the person who was exiting the house, the way that she was pointing, facing towards the woods, which would be a getaway for them.
So now we have a theory about what may have happened. We need to secure this evidence. We need to document it properly. You're the point man. You're going to tell me and the battle buddies how we're going to do this.
Okay.
I'm up for the challenge, but it also makes me a little nervous because I don't know these things yet, but I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to learn as much as I can.
Properly processing a crime scene is vital to solving any case, and this evidence is about to be washed away by the rain. Cody needs to figure out the right steps for collecting evidence before it disappears.
Cody has seen the entire crime scene now. So Cody, I want you to go ahead and tell Agent Price and Agent Brock what you want them to do.
Okay, first thing is we'll go ahead and get these fingerprints. Actually, I take that back. The blood seems like it'd be most important, and I would want to start there.
How would you go about collecting that?
To be honest with you, I'm not sure how to collect blood samples, but...
He knew what he had to do and what he wanted to do, he just didn't know how to execute it.
Since what we're talking about when we talk about crime scene processing is preservation of evidence in its pristine condition.
Outside it's raining right now, right?
Yes.
What do we have outside?
There are footprints.
What would be the most important thing to do next?
Well, seeing as how it's raining outside, I think that we should go out and at least collect some data on the shoe print before it's completely perfect.
All right, let's go check that out.
Okay, let's go take a look.
Here's what the shoe prints are.
Oh, that's trash.
You can still see an impression of the heel of the shoe print.
I don't even see a full print, so class and individual characteristics are completely out.
You're not going to get a conviction out of that.
Okay. I seen another footwear impression up here by the #1 marker.
Soup now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't see anything now, Cody.
Yeah, no, sir.
As soon as he arrived, we had weather. And I was kind of hoping he would know that, but he kind of let it slide. Environmental conditions will dictate everything. It'll change the way you process a scene no matter what you think is most important. Rain, snow, wind will tell you otherwise. But we knew the rain was coming. We knew these footprints were here. You didn't say anything, and you blew it. This is the part where I have to stop this portion of the training exercise. We've gone through it, and you've done a good job up to here, but now it's clear you don't have the training necessary to properly process a crime scene. Fortunately for you, we do have that training, that expertise. So now we're going to move on to some individual training and get you to the point where you will be better equipped to do something like this.
You ready?
Yes. Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
ready.
let's go.
Solving a crime takes experience, training, and resources. Cody is about to be trained on the skills to properly process a crime scene to CID standards.
Blood, as a fluid, it's predictable. Because of that, we can translate everything that's happened. We have the tools to bring this out.
Crime can happen anywhere and anytime, and blood spatter can help reconstruct the event. Blood stain patterns, size, shape, and distribution all factor into proper analysis.
We want to make sure that some of these patterns stay in your mind, and the best way to do that is to get some hands-on training.
Oh, yeah.
Blood spatter training is an extra tool that we have for processing crime scenes. It can give us a story on what happened in a scene. It's like its own language. Through the training that we've acquired with CID, we now have the tools to interpret that language. Pick this up and aim for this clot that's right here on the edge. Hit it hard. Don't be a wimp. Bring it up over your head and smack it down, okay?
Okay.
It was your worst enemy.
All right.
All right.
Go for it.
This is awesome, man.
All right, you're good. You're good.
You got it.
Okay. Now, if we were to get the math on this and string it, it would come out with an area of convergence right where those sponges were at.
Nice.
So that's impact spatter.
Wow. Thank you. That was awesome. The blood training's been incredible, man. I'm covered in blood. I didn't realize there's so much involved with math and science. There's a lot of different components that are vital, and this is awesome.
Technological advancements such as 3D laser scanning gives agents a virtual look at a crime scene by recording millions of measurements along with panoramic photography. This technology provides an invaluable reconstruction of the crime scene for continued analysis.
Most other law enforcement don't use 3D laser scanning technology yet because it's cost prohibitive. We're not a static organization. We're always moving forward. We're always looking for new technology, anything that'll keep us on the cutting edge, anything that'll give us the edge on the battlefield. Our battlefield just happens to be crime scenes.
Today, my mentor and battle buddies, they've been incredible. They've given me an opportunity to be hands-on in something that I love doing. I'm really excited for the next few days, and I'm looking forward to every moment of it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm Special Agent Jillian Wrench.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Fitness is a common goal amongst all soldiers, so Cody is about to train with a group of special agents who will be pushing him to the limit in an intense circuit.
Come on, Cody. Come on, next one. Grab your weight.
And showing him what it takes to meet the high physical standards the Army has for its recruits.
Go. 1, 3. Ready, set, go. 1. Come on. Don't quit. Get up there. Get 1. Don't quit. You want to be a soldier, right? Come on, use your arms. Use your body, use your momentum. Get up there. Come on, Cody. There you go. Don't focus on the pain.
Cody didn't quit. He just kept on pushing through it, and that's what he needs to do. I would say that Cody is not ready for boot camp at this point.
His body is not ready for it, so motivation is not lacking in. Isn't that fun?
Yes, it is awesome.
This stuff is very intense, right? But you didn't quit. It's part of the Army. We never quit, right? Good job.
Thank you. They got me burning and sweating and yelling and all that good stuff. And I'd never been pushed like that before. It was a great experience.
The Army supports a healthy lifestyle for its soldiers, and Cody is going to meet with dietitian Captain Pritchett to find out how eating right can help him meet the Army standard.
Sounds like you've been paying closer attention to your diet here lately, trying to get your weight down, meet the Army's weight standards.
I've lost about 15 pounds.
Awesome.
I feel much better.
In the civilian world, it can cost a lot of money to see a dietitian, but here in the Army, we can help Cody or any other soldier, no matter what their goals are, to meet those nutrition needs. What's so great about the Army too is that there's a big focus on nutrition right now. So we can help you no matter what your goals are. You want to perform better, you want to be the best soldier possible.
She's really positive about having a good diet, and I can definitely tell that if I did enlist, that the Army would be able to provide that for me.
CID agents are on call 24/7, 365, but they still have time for personal lives. So Special Agent Parker has planned a little surprise for Cody.
Hey.
Hi. I missed you so much.
I missed you too, baby.
You look so handsome.
You look so beautiful. Love you.
So, Cody, the fact that you may deploy someday, does that play a part in your decision to possibly enlist in the Army?
Yeah, it has almost everything to do with it, really. Being away from home, and from obviously my fiancée, Sarah, I do realize that it would be a sacrifice, and that's something that's on my mind.
And that's understandable, because you don't know how you're going to deal with it if you have to face it.
Right.
How did you feel about them when he was gone?
Deployments are really scary. They're difficult. Putting him on the bus and sending him off.
Yeah, it's tough.
But you'll have several people that you can turn to, and they're all going through the same thing. There's a sisterhood. In the Army, they call it a family readiness group, whether it's formal or informal. So you won't go through a deployment by yourself unless you choose to.
Right.
That's something you don't get in the civilian world.
Deployment away from your family and friends, that's tough on anybody. I would say that would be one of the cons, and it definitely does weigh on my decision-making process.
So I think this gate over here is open. We'll go ahead and go in there. Today we gave Cody and Sarah the opportunity to see some things outside of CID. We took them to one of the neighborhood community centers for the military housing where they can go to the swimming pool. There's fitness facilities, there's recreational facilities, they have movies, a place for the kids to play. The military housing has come a long way since when I joined 18 years ago.
I love this. I think it's perfect for us. I mean, right now we don't have kids, so it's a little bit big, but I love it.
My idea of living on post was nothing like what I've experienced today. With all of the benefits, everything that's on base, that's something that the Army has to provide, and it's incredible. You really won't find anything like this anywhere else.
We got some more training for you today. This morning we're going to introduce Cody to crisis negotiation equipment and operations.
One of the things they've asked me to talk to you today about is some of the equipment that we use when we're in the field. This is what we commonly refer to as the throw phone, all right? So this is what we'll employ when we want to talk to a subject that's barricaded or taken hostage.
We got a case, civilian. He's not expected to survive. He's got injuries, so this needs to stop. We got to go right now.
There's no one else that can
go? No. You're the only FSO, so we got to make this happen right now. Sorry, guys. We got a actual case. There's a possible civilian who was injured. Mr. Parker's my only FSO.
Sorry to interrupt. Are we able to go with you?
Yeah, we were told we'd have full access if anything happened.
That's fine with us. So here's the scene location. Okay. Sorry about this, but we got to make this happen like right now.
Okay.
Thanks.
So he's good?
Okay. Try to get in.
Yeah.
Okay. Especially Massey comes in and lets me know that we have a priority case. You know, we're in the middle of working with Cody, but I was the only forensic science officer available at the time.
No, I'll call you as soon as I get out there and get things figured out.
Once you have more information, see if we need to arrange for a pathologist to come down.
Okay, let's go.
I was nervous because it's something that I live for. It's something that's the excitement, so just spur the moment. You don't know what's going to happen from one moment to the next.
Oh, jeez.
But the cloth over that indicates that he did die.
No. But we're gonna find out.
Yeah.
When we arrived, I seen the victim being put into the ambulance, and in my mind, I was like, wow, this is real. This is reality. Someone just passed away, and this is not good, so we gotta go do what we have to do.
You know what, why don't you brief me while we're standing here?
Well, we get to the crime scene, and we get a brief from the agent on scene. Our suspicion was the victim may have been struck with an object, and the cause of death might have been blunt force trauma. It was leaning toward possibly a homicide, and we're going to treat each death investigation like a homicide until we can prove it otherwise, because we want to make sure that we don't overlook something. We're going to be a lot more careful in the evidence that we collect and identify. What do you notice about that wrench, Cody?
Looks like there's a noticeable handprint.
Okay.
I am super nervous at the crime scene, but I'm trying to stay cool and trying to make sure I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to do not to contaminate the crime scene.
Obviously, we have a lot of physical evidence. Now, we have blood, bloody handprint, bloody trail, bloody wrench. Right now, this is awfully suspicious. When we finish up at the scene, we find out that there's an interrogation going on back at the office. We're gonna go back. I'm really curious to wait to see what this guy has to say.
Cody is getting a rare opportunity to observe a crime scene and the steps CID agents take in order to successfully process and investigate a potential homicide.
Something's just not really sitting right with me. Be very careful about making any assumptions about, okay, well, he probably hit him, or you know what, based on this, he didn't hit him, because right now we have evidence that can go either way.
They have to keep an open mind and keep everything fair. So they're just processing as it comes in to them and as they process the crime scene. But in their mind and the way it looks and how it unfolded, it looked like a potential homicide.
Agent Price. How you doing, sir? Mike Parker, I'm with here with the CID office. Appreciate you coming in and talking to Agent Price. We have one of our assistants here. He's gonna just sit and observe the interview. I think Cody's gonna be a little nervous. He's never been exposed to something like this. He's had his internship at the Sheriff's Department, but he didn't get to do anything this in-depth. From what I've seen so far, he's done a really good job holding his own, but we'll see where the rest of the incident takes us.
Here's what I'm looking at. Try to see it from my point of view. Okay. You got blood on you. Okay. The kid, somehow or another, ends up laying in the floor. An injury to the head. Blood all over the place. We got a bloody tool that was next to him. And when you put all those things together, I mean, what does it sound like to you?
Sounds like James fell on the ground.
He just fell down. We can't do anything about what's already happened.
Nothing happened. He fell on the ground.
Did you hit James in the head with
No.
a wrench?
I yell at him, I get loud, so what? But the last thing I'm gonna do is hit this guy with a wrench.
I've never experienced anything like that. I've seen it on TV and movies before, but to be there firsthand is completely different. My heart's beating a million miles a minute because at certain times during the interview, he was getting a little antsy, and I was like, I'm ready for this guy to lunge, and to protect myself, I was in like a ready position in the chair.
Okay. Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks. I'll let everyone know. Bye. Okay. Supposedly in charge got a call from the hospital. The agents are out there. The pathologist just found out The blunt force trauma, not a factor. This guy just had surgery recently and a blood clot. It traveled through and caused a pulmonary embolism. Wow. That's the cause of death. Okay, we need to let Agent Barnes and Agent Brock at the scene know what's going on.
All signs are pointing from the initial investigation of it being a potential homicide. Then it turns out to be a death from natural causes. It's like a roller coaster ride of emotions, especially for myself.
We got a call from the hospital. This guy died of pulmonary embolism.
Okay.
Okay, so what we're looking at now is no longer a homicide or a potential homicide. We know is a natural death.
That makes a lot more sense.
All right. So it's unfortunate that we had to interrupt your training from this morning and whatever else was going to happen today.
It's completely understandable.
Well, it's an unfortunate situation. The fortunate thing is we got to put your training into practice.
Yes, sir.
And you get to see how that training applies. Another fortunate aspect is this is another training scenario. This has all been set up. This is a training scenario for you.
You're kidding.
No, absolutely not. In the Army, we train as we fight.
What?
Right? We have to make our training as realistic as possible. This is Special Agent Michael Potter.
Nice to meet you, man.
He's our General Crimes Team Chief. He's one of the best agents I've ever had a chance to work with.
I was just blown away. I didn't know what to say. I was like, it was just unreal.
This was never designed to turn you into a CID agent.
Yes, sir.
But it is a path that you can take. If you want to work law enforcement, this is a premier organization to work for.
I can definitely see myself doing something like this, but I still have to talk it over with my other half, Sarah, and we have to sit down and really think about our future.
Soon, Cody will have to make his final decision to join the Army or remain a civilian. But before he does, Cody will meet with Army alumnus David Pauly, who after 22 years of service with the Army and CID, retired and is now a forensic science professor at Methodist University.
I went in, 18, no college. I got my bachelor's degree. The Army helped me. So something that Army CID does is actually send people to graduate school to get them top trained in forensic science for the benefit of all the other agents. If you retire from Army CID, the opportunities are just limitless. I don't have any of my peers that are retired that don't have a job. Whether you do 3 years, 6 years, or 20 years, you're going to grow your resume to a point that everybody is going to be seeking you out. I'm very grateful for what the Army gave me, for what Army CID gave me, and for all the opportunities I had while serving with them for 22 years. The Army will present you opportunities. Whether or not you take them is something else, and I wanted to stress that to Cody very hard today. So Cody, how about going and shooting some guns?
Yes, sir.
What I want to do is go out to the range. We're going to shoot into different targets. We're going to examine the bullet after it impacts the target.
All right.
Let's do this.
Sounds good.
Extensive knowledge of forensic science marks the sign of any good CID agent. Professor Pauly is showing Cody how forensics ballistics is used to analyze bullets and bullet impacts to establish what type of firearm was used in the commission of a crime.
This is just another piece of the big picture. It makes you a well-rounded either law enforcement officer or investigator. I wouldn't necessarily say that today gave me a definitive answer on enlisting in the Army or not. It's a big decision.
I've had an absolute blast working with you.
Yes, sir.
I'm impressed with your shooting. Now it's time for you to make a decision. I wish you the very best.
Thank you so much.
Sir.
Sergeant Jones, good to meet you.
You too. First thing I want to do is talk a little bit about Cody. It's a big day for him. How did he do out in his training with you guys?
He was enthusiastic, he was excited, motivated. And not only that, but he was really able to apply what he learned very quickly.
We'll see what he has to say about that decision.
Very excited.
Yes.
All right, let's see what he has to say.
Okay.
Cody, welcome. How are you?
Great. Doing great. Especially
Cody, good to see you.
Good to see you too, Sergeant Jones.
Today is the day. What's your decision? Are you going to join the Army or remain a civilian?
Well, everything starting from the training house with the blood spatter and the footwear impressions and all of the training all the way up until today with the ballistics test. It was such an honor. And as you guys know, I've mentioned before, Sarah and I both have obligations that we have to meet back home, including finishing our degrees. We're also getting married in less than a year. So we got these big events coming up that we have to continue to pursue. So I'm going to remain a civilian and continue an active pursuit in law enforcement back home.
Well, Cody, I can tell you that having obligations and knowing that you have to uphold those obligations, absolutely respect that decision. It was great having you here this week and being able to train you and giving you a first-hand exhibit of what we do.
Yes, sir.
But thank you. Good luck to you and Sarah.
Thanks, Special Agent Parker.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The Army isn't for everybody. Some people make the decision to join and realize it's not for them. Some people bypass it, not knowing that they are perfectly suited for the Army. And if Cody does change his mind someday and joins the Army, I think he'll realize it was a good decision for him and his family.